okay, we talked the other day of like, what if we made a funny stormtrooper video of
Yeah.
like 2 stormtroopers lost on Endor and made a funny short film, 5 minutes, easy, Sam and I act or whatever.
Because if you watch Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 8,
It's a hilarious scene.
super funny scene where there's 2 stormtroopers. They're
Speeder bike troopers.
Yes, sorry. Oh, jeez. Speeder bike troopers are like on like this cliff, and they've got
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, they've got Baby Yoda, and they're like waiting for Moff Gideon to drop him off.
They're basically just screwing around, like
and
shooting
they're,
a rock.
They're like missing
trolling
a rock
each
and,
other.
like, punching Grogu. Ooh, almost unplugged my mic there.
But they're basically just bickering, and it's like it's so funny to see. This is what RackaRacka made these videos, but like fighting. So what if we did that and then had maybe like we added in our own fight scene, or it's like you take these pre-established characters, like even like an Indiana Jones could be a funny thing, like
Indiana Jones teaching a class,
trying to do, or not even like how could we make it funny, but also like a 5-minute Indiana Jones of like try to do our own Indiana Jones, something like that in between these passion projects. Like American Dreamers is coming out August 30th, and it's to make that movie better. Okay, it would have been better if we had more eyes, and if we would have had more money, it could have obviously been better.
Yeah.
So it's like, and obviously if we've learned more, like there's a lot of stuff and we'll dive into this in the actual American Dreamers episode of like, what did I personally want to do better? What did Sam personally want to do better? How can we make this a better movie next time? How can we make better movies next time?
And you guys have to wait to hear that one.
You have to wait to hear that one. But you could learn from doing like an Indiana Jones 5-minute short film. I could learn a lot. One of our best videos is the Home Alone remake.
It did so well.
7,000 views.
And it's been so funny because at first when it was released, it did good.
Yeah.
And then
it just gets
all
like
of a sudden
50 views a week.
It just like all the time, it's just constantly getting views. And
but it's not all about views, but it's like we learned some basics. Like that's where I learned a lot of basic filmmaking shots to set up, like where do I frame things, like a lot of basic principles of how is this edited, how is music used, how are sound design used, of like, okay, we could really learn. And we've in the past had this idea. This also makes it more of a YouTube channel of like, okay, maybe we're posting 1 or 2 videos a month. One's a really big thing like that, and the other are these projects that bring in. It's like I watched actually Game Theory talk about it, who analytically is a genius, creating everything.
So smart.
And he talked about, and this is what Disney's having a problem with. When you're trying something new, or you need to have 2 things that you know people are going to bring in and love, and then you need to try in that fit your passion thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know someone's going to love Stormtroopers on Endor. I know someone's going to love Indiana Jones short film. Boom, here's American Dreamers. So they're like, oh, that was cool. But if we post Vendettas at Sarsgrave, American Dreamers, it's so much harder for someone to, it's like, okay, I kind of like that. Okay, I kind of like that. It takes a lot for someone to come in for an original project. But if you have that initial draw of like, okay, that was pretty good. What else have they? Oh, they did this? Okay. So it's like, it's kind of to bring people in, to practice skills.
And it's
fun. Like, it'd be really fun
any
to
downside.
do that.
The only downside I can think of is branding. How that affects branding.
But
here's the thing that we kind of like talked about is YouTube isn't the place where we become filmmakers.
Yeah.
We're
filmmakers in the real world.
Yeah.
YouTube's where we're showing off
So
work.
if we can make let's say the Stormtrooper video, does that affect people's view? I don't think it would that much.
I think if we don't brand, like on Instagram, if we're not going crazy on.
Yeah.
Like Instagram's where we can show off these main original works and stuff like that. This also helps with merchandise. Like, okay, they're the guys that create, and that's just another thing. We're taking a story that exists and we're doing a version of it, or a story of like young Indiana Jones in the woods, or young Indiana Jones runs into 2 stormtroopers.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Like, there you go. That's a 5-minute short film. It's interesting, unique. Like, you have all these different layers to do. Now, the branding side is interesting, and I've tried, this is the only issue that I've run into of looking at, like, okay, original work. Does this really make the brand of Suka look weaker? And it's like, well, kind of, maybe, but I would really like to do this other thing. and it would bring people to watch the movies more.
In my mind, I can't see, except like a few of like super pretentious people, who wouldn't want to watch like videos like that. That they're just fun, and I think if they're done well,
yeah, it would be done well, and it would be fun. It's not like I'm doing this so people watch my other movies more. It's like this would be a really fun idea to
test new techniques, new different things you want to try.
So it could be, and it's also like, okay, well, if you're making, I'd love to make money off that. It's like, I want to be the filmmaker, Luke Ring. Suka's just a way to show that off and to create like the brand off of it. But even if it's like, for the next 3 years, we're going to do our own stuff on top of Star Wars and Indiana Jones and this, and then get to 1 million subs, and then look what RackaRacka did. This is where we bring it back to that topic of like, they did all this superhero, then they did their own thing. They learned all their styles through having preset stories of people that like, I would rather have 10,000 people watch me trying a new idea than 100, because those 10,000, maybe 5 or 6 of those really like it and they tell me they like it, and the other 100 are like, this sucks, don't do that again. It's like you're learning. It's also giving more like content to talk here or whatever.
Yeah. There's so much advantage to it, I feel like. Now, I don't know what that noise was. Sorry about that, guys.
If you're on audio, you just got either blessed or not.
That's up to you to decide. Now, RackaRacka, I don't know if this is true or not, but in their video they said like Steven Spielberg contacted them and said he wanted to watch it. And that is crazy.
No, he said he liked what they were doing, not he wanted to watch the movie.
I thought he had said that
he reached out because he saw it or knows of it. Not like, hey, I want to watch. Not because he saw their YouTube stuff.
No. Yeah, I was saying because they had won Sundance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just, I think all they said is he just reached out.
Yeah.
Not why or if.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, does Steven Spielberg care if you make YouTube? It's like, no.
Clearly.
The end goal is to be in movie theaters and to be on a big scale. It's like, right now, this is kind of a way to, and we love Star Wars and those other characters so much.
It would just be so much fun to like learn that way, do those stories, like create fun little like 5-minute creative like short.
Yeah, just be like a short.
There's so many different like routes you could take with it too. Like, you can do anything you want with it. It's not like it all has to be comical. It doesn't all have to be scary. You can, like...
Yeah, it could be different things.
It's just all about taking, like, something that exists and, like, putting your own little spin on it.
Yeah, they say, like, the best creations, you take something and change it by 3%. The story of Harry Potter is literally the story of Star Wars.
Yeah.
If you look at it. Orphan child that has secret power.
Those are some of my favorite videos.
Oh, I know.
When they like, put something side to side.
It's like, you can just take... And this is maybe not even directly saying, like, this is what we're going to do next. But, like, I think that would be a cool... Now, you look into, like, making those. What does that mean for, like, creating them? Is it, like, do we still have the balance of director-producer balance, actor balance? And with that want, it's like, well, my want's going to be highest on my original works. Does that mean like these shorts with Indiana Jones are not going to be as good? No, but it's that want level again. That also means there's a lot, like balancing between those projects with actual commercial projects, on top of school, on top of actual life, and having time to like decompress and learn new ideas. It's almost like a go thing.
Yeah.
It's, like, would it be better if we made only original project? If we made 2 more projects before Christmas, would that be better than if we made 6 and 4 of those are Indiana Jones, Star Wars? It's like, those are kind of questions of like, just don't overthink, just do what you want. Like,
yeah, and fun. I think it's hard to know without like trying it first. Like, we've made like videos, not exactly like that, but like we've made YouTube videos.
We've never made something like that.
Yeah.
The Home Alone is the only thing that was so fun.
That really was. And we were following it almost exactly, which if we had just taken the story, I think that would have even been more fun. Just take the story and then like, all right, he's got to blow this up. Then they run and like, instead of trying to recreate the exact shot, just shooting it however, like whatever you want to do or like the most creative way to do it. I think that could also be not recreating but like recreating a story or like a scene, like taking something that's there, but like making it your own. Now I don't know how that works with like.
Yeah, we've talked about that, which I think is cool. But I think me personally, I would love to see an Indiana Jones meets Stormtrooper, an Indiana Jones short film, which is like, what are really the rules on that?
Yeah.
Like
I think that's
you can not that we'd submit it anywhere, but like I'm gonna use John Williams' score. I don't have access to someone who's gonna make music monthly. Yeah. I mean, we do, but it wouldn't be that full on level. But like John Williams would be so fun, obviously, to work with. And now that he's done, it's like I'll never get that chance, but you can use the instrumental score to make stuff. And it would be very nice to get a lot of views because growth is good.
Yeah, growth is good.
That idea of like
eyes, no matter where they're from.
That does matter.
Yeah, that does matter.
TikTok will destroy you.
Yeah.
But they said, Game Theory was talking about, Matt Pat from Game Theory was talking about Disney's release and why they're losing money.
Oh.
Are
you talking about?
Now, let me just, before you don't blur anything, let me just tell this. They released 5 movies. This is Marvel movies. It's like it goes from Wakanda Forever, Doctor Strange, up until there's 2 more, Multiverse of Madness. Wait, no. What was the one? Quantumverse. There we go.
Oh, Quantumania?
Quantumania. Then what came before Guardians?
I don't know.
It was...
Okay, so it goes Doctor Strange, then...
Wakanda?
Oh, gosh. Okay, I literally don't know. I think that Doctor Strange is first. Then I know Ant-Man is out.
What is it, Phase 5?
It's not like maybe Phase 5. Guardians. There's so many Marvel movies. It's hard to remember.
There are. Here we go.
Because I'm thinking of the shows as well.
It's Phase 4. Okay, here we go. Oh, it was Thor.
Oh, right. Or not Ragnarok.
It went Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Black Panther, wait, Captain Marvel 2. What is this list?
Captain Marvel 2?
No. It went Eternals.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, Black Panther, and then Guardians. And they said 4 garbage movies for 1 mediocre. And they said if that mediocre was in the middle, those other 2 movies wouldn't have lost as bad because people would have been expecting more. But when you have 4, when you have no consistency of like, all right, we're going to make 1 really good thing. Something's not as good. 1 really good thing versus really good, bad, really good. Like when you have no consistency or nothing that's bringing in, either YouTube's going to think you're dying, everything, not even dying of like, we didn't want to go to another Marvel movie because we're like, all of those have been garbage. Yeah. But if we would have had a win in there, it's like, okay, I remember this is not that bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, what for us can be a consistent win, and also say like, all right, we got to turn it up a little bit because if we don't want to go to school, we need to be making money from YouTube at least a penny.
Yeah.
It's like it can't be a long grind forever. And I mean, we own an Indiana Jones hat. That would be so freaking fun to make an Indiana Jones shirt.
Indiana Jones Stormtroopers, that actually would
shoot
be
it like Spielberg.
Go to the forest somewhere, just have 2 Stormtroopers walking around. That would be so fun.
I didn't know if you were saying a joke. I don't know what you were saying there. Just have 2 Stormtroopers in a forest. Like, go to a forest. I was like,
I really want to go to a forest for some reason.
You're going to say a joke. I was like, what are they doing in the forest, Sam?
I was just thinking Andor. That's all.
Hey, that's why you let me come up with it, and then we shoot. Because I'll come up with a little more than the forest. But it would be really cool to see those stories. And like RackaRacka did, it's like, all right, if it worked for RackaRacka, let's try it out. Or, like, it's like you got to be trying to do new things. And if this doesn't work, it's like, delete it. Or just private it. It's like, there can't be that much, like, brands. Maybe that, like, it can only be a positive brand. Oh, I loved what you did with the Indiana Jones thing. I'd love to see you make more Indiana Jones. Like, that could be the only negative of like.
Yeah, like if one video blows up, what does that do?
Like, stop creating your own original stuff.
It's like, we don't want to see that. We just want to see Indiana Jones.
I'm sure
with the two
RackaRacka
stormtroopers.
struggle in the forest.
In the forest.
Struggled with that.